Country 92.9, number one for New Country. There's Luke Bryan. It's 9:29, and we've got something a little bit unusual this morning. And, well, yesterday was unusual, too, with the way things played out. Bit of a snafu, and we are actually preempting yesterday's Ask the Lawyer segment, moving it to today because we didn't want somebody to have their question go unanswered. So if you normally listen for Bruce L. Scheiner and Ask the Lawyer, we're going to get that going right now. So without further ado, would you please help me welcome Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured with Ask the Lawyer. Good morning, Bruce.
Hey, good morning, Todd. How are you doing?
Terrific. How are you, and how is everybody in the Scheiner family?
We're very happy. It's Veterans Day, and we're participating in the Veterans Day Parade.
Sorry, but I don't go out the
that's
street.
terrific. I can tell there's a lot of activity going on.
Yeah, we're right in the middle of the Cape Coral Veterans Day Parade.
Which just goes to show how dedicated you are to answering these questions, regardless of circumstances. So we'll try not to take too much of your time. Are you ready for today's question?
I'm ready.
Awesome. And I like today's question for the simple reason that it's actually multiple questions in one. That's how you learn stuff, by asking questions. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Today's email reads as follows. My husband was riding his motorcycle parallel to the beach in Venice when all of a sudden a car pulled out in front of him. My husband just got out of intensive care and will need a lot of medical attention. The other driver only had minimum coverage. We got out our insurance policy, and I think we have full coverage, including uninsured motorist coverage, but the policy indicated we had stacking coverage, which is a term I've never heard before. Is that a good thing? Also, what is an umbrella policy? Do we still need to talk with a lawyer if we have full coverage? Can the lawyer explain some of these terms? See all those questions in one big bundle? Let's dive into them. What do you think, Bruce?
Well, I think it's a great question, and it's a good idea for us to educate our listeners. So we start with uninsured motorist coverage. And uninsured motorist coverage also covers underinsured motorist coverage.
Okay. In this case, they only had minimum. The at-fault party only had minimum, so that would apply here.
Right. So what that means is if someone has coverage, like they have a $10,000 policy, but your claim is worth more than $10,000, then it would be an underinsured motorist claim.
Okay.
So you have uninsured motorist coverage and underinsured motorist coverage.
And they all work together.
They work together.
Yeah.
And then when you say stacking is so important and people don't understand it because you're able to take the coverage of each vehicle and add them together. So if you have three vehicles, each has $100,000 of coverage. Now you have $300,000 of coverage. What's even more important is if you have stacking coverage, it applies to any vehicle that you're in when you're in an accident. In other words, you could have your F-150 pickup truck, but you're on your buddy's motorcycle. If you have stacking coverage, that uninsured motorist coverage applies while you're on your buddy's motorcycle, even though that's not the insured vehicle.
Right. She also asked about an umbrella policy, and I don't know if she has one necessarily, but do you want to explain that?
Sure. An umbrella policy is also very important. It usually is in the amount of $1 million or more. And it's just like the term umbrella. It extends over your policy. So it's like a supplemental policy. If you have $300,000 coverage with $1 million umbrella, then you have $1 million over the 300,000.
Okay.
So if someone could afford it, it's a very, very good policy protection.
I like this question. Do we still need to talk with a lawyer if we have full coverage? Because I don't care how much coverage you have, the insurance company is going to push back on this. So I would say yes.
Oh, absolutely. Coverage has nothing to do with it because the insurance company is still going to do their best to pay you as little as possible. So if you have a serious claim or a claim, you need a lawyer because the lawyer is able to get full value for you.
That's what I was thinking, too. As we have joked on occasion, the insurance companies have never met a claim that they wanted to pay. So you really should have a professional.
Also, a study was done by a major insurance company years ago, and they found that when someone had a lawyer, they recovered approximately three times more than what they would have recovered without a lawyer.
Well, there you go. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. Bruce,
right.
I know you've got your hands full, or participating in the parade is a very notable thing. Very glad you're able to do that and show support for our nation's heroes today. And I want to thank you for giving us a little bit of your time in the middle of all that.
Well, I appreciate being able to help you.
I'll look forward to talking to you next week.
Okay, I hope it's Wednesday next week.
Yes, I do too. Say hi to everybody and take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up again for Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. So willing to give of his time no matter what he's doing. On vacation, we talk to him. In the middle of a parade, we talk to him. I'm very impressed. Now, if you have any questions that you'd like to submit, simply go to our station website and type in the keyword Bruce. You'll be able to enter a question for future consideration. If you have an immediate situation and need immediate help, then bypass what I just said and call the Port Charlotte office of Bruce L. Scheiner and Associates. 941-743-7777. 743-7777. Tell them that Todd Matthews sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.